Hi, my name's Jim Beheimer, and I like Christmas. I like taking time off of work and traveling to visit my family. All the things I can't do this year. But I also just like everything about the holidays. I like giving presents. I like getting presents. I like this whole fake idea that this time of year we're somehow nicer to each other all the time, when in reality, pretty much any one of us would shank any other one of us for a shot at a PS5, right? Most of all, I really like Christmas music. I like it for 3.5 weeks out of the year. I'll start playing it on December 1st. I will play it up through December 25th, and then I will put it away until the following December. One Christmas song that really surprises me. It's this just all-time classic, just one of the truly great diss tracks ever recorded. And somehow it snuck its way in amongst the Silent Nights and the Peace on Earths. I think you know what it is.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Among the really terrific zingers that are perpetrated upon the Grinch in this song, and there are a lot of them. Toward the end, the singer, whose name, by the way, is Thurl Ravenscroft. And if that sounds like something out of a real-life cartoon, well, he was also the voice of Tony the Tiger. Towards the end of the song, he calls the Grinch a
3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Now, I'm not sure why it never crossed my mind until just the other day when I heard this song in the car that this is a sandwich that I should be making. 3-decker. Now, in sandwich construction, a 3-decker means 3 pieces of bread. 1, 2, 3. Like a club sandwich. Wait a second, you might be asking yourself. Does this mean that a normal sandwich with 2 pieces of bread is a double-decker? Well, I'm afraid it does. I don't make the rules, you're just going to have to live with it. Sauerkraut. Kind of a no-brainer. I bought some of my favorite from the local Polish deli. Sauerkraut is a great sandwich ingredient, and I'm not sure just why the people who wrote this song thought it would be an insult to call this guy a sauerkraut sandwich. Toadstool. Now, the word toadstool generally refers to mushrooms that have a cap, and usually the poisonous ones. But really, any kind of mushroom with that shape, say a big fat portobello, is going to do the trick here. Mushroom and sauerkraut is my favorite flavor of pierogi, and really it ought to be pretty good in a sandwich too. Arsenic sauce. Now this is our problem ingredient, but the truth is that poisons show up in a lot of the food that we eat in trace amounts, kind of like how there's cyanide in almonds and other pit fruits. I looked up what foods we eat that might contain arsenic, and the answer is all of them. So then I looked up which foods we eat might contain the most arsenic. Number 1, rice. You ever heard of rice sauce? No, because it's a stupid idea. Let's skip the rice. Number 2, fish. Now we're getting somewhere. Could use an Asian-style fish sauce. Could use Italian colatura. Colatura, though, has an ancestor sauce that the ancient Romans used thousands of years ago called garum. Now, garum has come down over the centuries to a few other sauces as well, including Worcestershire. Now, Worcestershire sauce is something that shows up in a lot of the sauces that might make their way into a sandwich. Let's keep going though. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are another food that is high in arsenic. These spicy pickled Brussels sprouts, diced up finely, would also make a pretty good addition to, say, a remoulade or a Thousand Island dressing. Better yet, how about a Russian dressing? Wait a second. Russian dressing, sauerkraut. This doesn't sound like a club sandwich. This sounds like a Reuben. The main ingredient in a Reuben is corned beef, which is a salty, cured beef that has been simmered or steamed Is it possible for us to make a corned toadstool to match that? We can give it a shot. This Russian dressing, arsenic sauce, starts with mayonnaise, a mixture of ketchup and chili sauce, and a pretty good amount of Worcestershire sauce. We'll add some finely diced pickled Brussels sprouts, hot sauce, paprika, salt, and some freshly grated horseradish. Just a whole lot of horseradish. The advantage of using this much horseradish is that once it hits your sinuses, you will feel like you're dying. You're gonna need some more horseradish. Now that's what I call a realistic arsenic sauce experience. Immersive, even. Now to start with, I'm toasting this middle slice of bread in the pan, just to keep it from getting too soggy in the middle of this 3-decker sandwich with all that sauerkraut and mushroom and arsenic sauce around it. So it turns out my camera was not on while I was constructing the sandwich, and I don't feel like doing it again. So here's how it was layered. First off, there's the bottom slice of buttered bread, the butter down against the pan. Then some Swiss cheese. Now, Swiss cheese is not a canonical ingredient in the classic Grinch sandwich, but who's going to arrest me for adding it? Then the slices of corned toadstool, the arsenic sauce, and a layer of sauerkraut. On top of the sauerkraut, our pre-toasted middle slice of bread, then more toadstool, more arsenic sauce, more sauerkraut, more Swiss cheese, and then the final piece of buttered bread. Well, that is messy. Oh, man. And I'm getting that arsenic sauce. I'm not getting as big a hit of the horseradish as I was looking for. And I put a lot of horseradish in there. But it's interesting, that portobello, even though I brined it in a mix of salt and pickling spices and sugar and some curing salt, the nitrites, it wasn't super salty. When I simmered it in the water, it drew some of that salt back out of there, but it left the flavor of those pickling spices in there, which was nice. And then, you know, a little bit of horseradish, you get that, the sauerkraut, which is nice. The Swiss cheese, there's a nuttiness to it, which is surprising that Swiss cheese was such a big presence in it, since it kind of gets drowned out in a regular Reuben. But this works, you know. The middle slice of bread is a little lost in there. It is technically a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich, but that middle deck is a little bit washed out. That's not bad though. I mean, the Grinch should not be ashamed at all to be compared to this sandwich. I'll be honest, this sandwich might help rehabilitate his image. It just goes to show that even a guy like the Grinch can be affected by all the goodwill towards men bullshit that goes around this time of year and have his heart grow 3 sizes in one day. I think my stomach might need to grow 3 sizes to finish this sandwich. Merry Christmas.